Hello students. In biochemistry part, we had reached up to lipids. I discussed general part of biochemistry, biomolecules, carbohydrate, amino acid, proteins and lipids. But in coming two classes, we will go into enzymes and nucleic acid. So let's start about enzymes. So enzymes are biological catalysts, those who are made up of proteins and increases the rate of biochemical reactions by lowering the activation energy. We will discuss about activation energy later, but these act by lowering the activation energy but remain unchanged at the end of any biochemical reactions. So in a nutshell, enzyme are biological catalysts made up of protein which increase the rate of biochemical reactions by lowering the activation energy but remain unchanged at the end of reaction. So coming into reaction are of two types: physical reaction or physiological and biochemical reaction. In physical reaction, there is no change in bond formation or breaking of bond, but in case of physiological and biochemical reactions, uh, new bond formation or breaking of bonds is occurred generally. So as I mentioned earlier, enzymes are biocatalysts. Catalysts may be inorganic. Enzymes are organic catalysts, but catalysts may be inorganic. For example, when water and carbon dioxide are added to form bicarbonate or carbonate and carbonic acid, without enzymatic reaction, generally H2CO3 or carbonic acid formed as a number 200 per minutes, but when carbonic anhydrase is used, the total number of H2CO3 evolved per second is 6 lakh. This is called turnover number. Production of the product per unit time is called turnover number. So in this case, it is proved that enzymatic reactions or catalytic reactions is much faster than normal reactions. Berzelius first discovered the presence of organic catalyst, but Kuhn coined the term enzyme. Beside those scientists, Buchner, Sumner, Northrop, Cech, P. Monod, and Biddle had also discovered about some enzymatic nature or enzymatic reactions. Let's come into some special enzyme. Zymase is the first discovered enzyme, whereas first purified enzyme is urease. It is purified from jack bean or lobia. The fastest enzyme is carbonic anhydrase, which functions I mentioned earlier, and turnover number is 6 lakh per second. Slowest enzyme is lysozyme. Its turnover number is only 10,000 per second. Isomerase is the quaternary enzyme or formed by the quaternary structures of proteins, and ribozyme is the non-protein enzyme. So these are the special enzymes. Characteristics of enzymes. Enzymes are generally proteinaceous macromolecules soluble in water, alcohol and glycerol, and as they are protein, they are denatured by high temperature. So their characteristics are they are proteinaceous. All the enzymes are proteinaceous except ribozyme, as I mentioned earlier. It is non-protein enzyme, and also ribonuclease P and peptidyl transferase are also non-protein enzymes. And generally proteins are tertiary in structure and globular when they formed enzyme. They are colloidal in form. They are as they are proteins, they are synthesized on mRNA by genetic code. Their molecular weight, they are with high molecular weight. Their molecular weight from 6,000 to 4.6 million pyruvate dehydrogenase complex. 4.6 million pyruvate dehydrogenase complex with 4.6 million molecular weight. They are with catalytic property. They can't start or end any biochemical reactions but can enhance the rate of biochemical reactions and remain unchanged after the reaction is stopped. They are substrate specific. One enzyme can act upon one substrate. Their actions are reversible. Reversibility is another important character. They are temperature and pH sensitive. As they are proteinaceous in nature, they act specifically from 15 to 40 degrees centigrade very much, and enzymes are also very sensitive to pH. As pepsin work best in 1.5 pH, trypsin in basic medium 8.3 pH, and etc. They can lower the activation energy, or they act by lowering the activation energy, and they are reusable also. They are reusable. So these are the characteristics of proteins and proteinaceous enzymes. Difference between enzyme and inorganic catalysts are as enzymes are biological in origin. Enzymes are biological in origin. Enzyme are proteinaceous, but inorganic catalysts are inorganic. It shouldn't proteinaceous. Their molecular weight is higher than inorganic catalyst. Their reaction type specific, as inorganic catalyst can act in wide range of reaction. They have important cofactor. Proteinaceous enzymes have important non-protein part. They termed as cofactor. So these are the difference between organic and inorganic catalyst. So some important terms related enzymes should be clear. That is the first proenzyme, or it is called zymogen. The inactive precursor of enzymes are called proenzyme, as pepsinogen of pepsin, trypsinogen of trypsin, etc. Anti-enzyme. The substances that prevent the normal action of enzyme are called anti-enzymes. That is anti-pepsin, anti-trypsin, etc. Isoenzyme. Enzymes having similar actions but little differences in molecular configuration. That is LDH, lactate dehydrogenase, have 5 isoenzyme which act simultaneously, but they are with some molecular differences, and 16 forms of alpha amylase. Endoenzyme, when enzymes are functional inside the cell, they are called endoenzyme. When enzymes catalyze the reaction outside the cell, they are called exoenzyme. When ribosome can act as enzyme, they called ribozyme. And next, abzyme. Monoclonal antibodies are used as enzyme or reagents. Monoclonal antibodies, when act as enzyme, they are called abzyme. Q10, I mentioned earlier, for every 10 degree centigrade temperature increment, turnover number of enzymes increased almost double rate. But Q10 is effective from 10 degree centigrade to 40 degree centigrade. Above 40 degree centigrade, peptide bond of the protein denatured, and so enzyme action would be stopped. Turnover number, maximum number of chemical conversations or products of substance molecules per second, that is single catalytic site execute. Single catalytic site executed enzymatic reactions yields how many amount of product is called turnover number. So how the enzyme acted upon substrate. Each enzyme has a specific substrate binding site, or it is called active site. Substrate binds with enzyme and form enzyme substrate complex. Enzyme substrate complex can also dissociate to form enzyme and substrate. Enzyme substrate complex yields a complex called enzyme product complex. It is an intermediate formation, enzyme product complex, and finally enzyme product complex, enzyme and product produce. The steps are: substrate binds to the active site, it induces the enzyme to alter its shape, substrate fitted more tightly as because of active site to the enzymes, active site of enzymes in close proximity to the substrate breaks the chemical bond of it, enzyme product complex is formed, and enzyme releases the product and become free. So structures of enzyme. Now come into structure of enzyme. Enzyme, as I mentioned earlier, enzyme made up of protein and another non-protein part, but in some cases like pepsin, trypsin and papain, enzymes are only proteinaceous, made up only of protein. Pepsin, trypsin and papain made up only of protein. But in general case, it is conjugated protein. Means protein part or non-protein part. Protein part is called apoenzyme and non-protein part may be of three types: coenzyme, when non-protein part is organic, heat stable and loosely bound. So coenzymes are organic part, they are heat stable and loosely bound. They may be of two types: hydrogen carrier like NAD plus, NADP plus, etc., and radical carrier like ADP, ATP. When non-protein part are organic or inorganic but firmly attached to protein part or tightly attached by covalent bond, they are called prosthetic group. Prosthetic group when they are tightly attached like FMN, biotin, etc. But it may be inorganic ions, they are loosely attached, they called cofactor, and the enzymes are called metalloenzymes. But apoenzyme and with either coenzyme or prosthetic group or inorganic ions, when enzyme are conjugated protein, they are called as holoenzyme. Apoenzyme and non-protein part of the enzyme are togetherly called as holoenzyme. So now we enter into a nomenclature system of enzyme. Nomenclature of enzyme can be done by following techniques. First of all, substrate on which enzyme binds or acts, like protease act on protein, lipase that can hydrolyze lipids, etc. Then types of reaction, which reaction in they are involved, like dehydrogenase that helps in dehydrogenation, like isomerase helps in isomerization. Then types of reactions with substrate, reaction type as well as substrate type, like DNA polymerase, which can polymerization of DNA, L-glutamate dehydrogenase, which can act on L-glutamate, and another method on the basis of product synthesized, which product they synthesis, like citrate synthetase, glutamate synthetase, etc. Some activators like HCl, like pepsin, also bile salt can activate the enzyme actions, and they are called activators. Solution of salts or alkali at a very low concentration can increase the activity of enzymes, like HCl in case of pepsinogen, pepsin also in case of pepsinogen, and bile salt in lipase mediated action can act as activator. Then we enter into classification of enzymes. This is very important. Classification of enzymes. International Union of Biochemistry in 1961 divides all enzymes into 6 major classes, and these classes of enzymes are mentioned in a particular manner, in a particular order, like oxidoreductase, then transferase, then hydrolase, then liases or liase, isomerase, ligase, and it is strictly followed: oxidoreductase, transferase, hydrolase, liase, isomerase, and ligase. Oxidoreductase, these enzymes involves in oxidation reduction process. So it involves in oxidation process, reduction process, as well as dehydrogenation process. So it divides into 3 subclasses, like oxidase, dehydrogenase, and reductase. Transferase can transfer specific group from one substrate to another, like SG, it is a substrate, G group is transferred to S dot or S prime. So the result would be like this. Transaminase is the enzyme which can transfer amino group. Hexokinase generally transfer phosphate group from a hexose sugar to another. The next class, third class, is called hydrolases. These enzymes involves in hydrolysis reactions with the help of water. Generally digestive enzymes are hydrolases, like protease, lipase, etc. Liase split the substrate molecule without water. Hydrolase can help in similar type of reactions with the help of water, but liase split the substrate molecule without water. The enzyme split the specific covalent bond without hydrolysis or water addition, like aldolase. Split some bond. In case of this compound, it breaks the bond and made compound like this, XY one product and C double bond C is another product. Isomerase, it can rearrange the molecular structure to different form of isomer, like glucose 6-phosphate isomerase, like phosphohexoisomerase, etc. And last, ligase covalent bonding of two substrate, they can make bond, or they can add two molecule into a new product. Covalent bonding of two substrate to form a large molecule like citrate synthetase. So these are the different forms of, or different classes of enzymes. Mode of action of enzyme. There are different view about the mode of action of enzymes, but the prominent view or the important views are, first of all, lock and key theory. It is called as template theory of enzymatic action, that is given by Emil Fischer. According to this theory, active sites of enzyme serves as a lock into which specific key or reactant or substrate fit. So enzyme is like lock, and substrate is like key. One substrate, one enzyme theory, one key, one lock theory. Then enzyme substrate complex theory. It is given by Henry and is supported by two famous scientists, Michaelis and Menten. According to this theory, I mentioned earlier, enzyme and substrate added to form enzyme substrate complex, which dissociate to form enzyme and product. And another theory, induced fit theory, it is also a famous theory. It is coined by Kosland. According to this theory, active site is not static as it described in lock and key theory. Active site is not static, but it undergoes a conformational changes in some cases, which is induced by specific group. So active site has two group, of which buttressing group supports the substrate to join. A specific group called buttressing group supports substrate to join specifically with active site. Another theory, allosteric theory or allosteric enzyme modulation, we will discuss later. We enter into inhibition of enzyme action. Certain substances, when present in cell or in biochemical reaction, can inhibit the activity of enzymes. These are called inhibitors. Inhibition may be of various kinds, like irreversible inhibition. When inhibitors present, in that case, inhibitors covalently bind and destruct the functional sulfohydryl group of enzyme. It binds permanently, it destructs the sulfohydryl group of enzyme, so that enzyme cannot be recovered without loss of activity. So specifically, enzyme cannot be recovered, like cyanide, which block the glycolysis reactions, and hence cytochrome oxidase like enzymes cannot functionable. And toxic material, carbon monoxide, are also act as irreversible inhibitor. Reversible inhibition, when inhibitor molecule can be further modified, or inhibitor molecule in case of when inhibitor molecule is taken up from the action or taken up from the reaction, enzymes can work freely. Reversible inhibition are of three types. Competitive inhibition. In that case, inhibitor molecule is structurally similar to substrate. It competes with substrate for the same active site. Like malonic acid and succinic acid are almost in same chemical structures. So malonic acid is a competitive inhibitor to the enzyme succinic dehydrogenase, as it fully resembles with succinic acid. In that case, in that competitive inhibition, Km, we will discuss further, Km is increased, but Vmax remains same, maximum velocity remains same, but Km increased. In uncompetitive inhibition, inhibitor binds except active site and reduces enzyme activity. Inhibitor cannot bind in active site as in competitive inhibition, but inhibitor can bind in another site except active site and reduces enzyme activity. Iodoacetate is the example of uncompetitive inhibitor. In case of uncompetitive inhibition, Km and Vmax both are decreased, and in non-competitive inhibition, inhibitor also binds to either enzyme or enzyme substrate complex and alter the three-dimensional configuration of enzymes and blocks the reaction. It can be reversed by increasing the concentration of the substrate. Here Vmax and Km both are remain constant. Another inhibition called feedback inhibition. When product can bind in the active site of the enzymes, it is called feedback inhibition. Glucose 6-phosphate inhibits hexokinase. Glucose 6-phosphate, it is the product of glucose by activity of hexokinase enzyme with the help of ATP. So glucose 6-phosphate can bind with the active site of hexokinase enzyme. This is called feedback inhibition. And last, we take into allosteric inhibition. It is discovered by Jacob and Monod in enzyme L-threonine dehydrogenase. According to this theory, some enzymes possess a second site of activity other than active site. This is called allosteric site. Second site other than active site is called allosteric site. Some chemicals called as allosteric modulators fit in allosteric site and bring a change in the configuration of active site, either positively when they act positively or change the active site as the substrate can bind with enzymes, they are called activator, and when they negatively act or as they can bind in allosteric site, substrate can't bind in allosteric site, they are called inhibitor, or negatively performed allosteric modulator are called inhibitor, and both of them are activator and inhibitor can control the enzymatic action. This is called allosteric modulation. The four main important factor can control the rate of enzymatic action, like pH. We mentioned earlier, enzymes are very sensitive to pH. Hydrolytic enzymes of lysosomes act upon pH 5. Pepsin in 1.5 pH and trypsin 8.3 pH. Temperature is another important factor. Enzymes can inactivate at low temperature as well as in above 40 degree and above. Enzymes denature. Generally, they perform well at body temperature. So, the graph will be like this. Temperature and enzymatic reactions, rate of enzymatic reaction should be like this. Substrate concentration, it is another important factor which can control the enzymatic action. Increase in the substrate concentration also increases the activity of enzymes until all the active sites of saturation point. When all the active sites are in saturation point, active sites of the enzymes are bind with substrate, then the enzymatic reaction or rate of enzymatic reaction is not increased. And enzymatic concentration or enzyme concentration is also an important factor. Increase in concentration of the enzymes will increase the rate of till enough the substrate is present. So these are the important factors. So in a nutshell, we can describe the enzymatic action without, as we know earlier in protein, the chemical compound always present in ground state. It can absorb activation energy, or activation energy should be done into it, and they can act as chemical compound or chemical agents. Without enzymatic reaction, the activation energy should be like this plot, but with enzymatic reaction, activation energy it should be like this plot. So the main function, activation energy without enzyme is like this, and with enzyme is like this. So main function of the enzyme is activation, lowering of the activation energy. And at last we describe about Michaelis Menten constant or Km and the derivation of Km. Work very seriously on enzyme kinetics. According to Bridges and Haldane, the reaction is like this. Suppose it is the rate of reaction when enzyme and substrate binds to enzyme substrate complex. Enzyme substrate complex, when dissociate into enzyme and substrate, their rate of reaction is V2. And when enzyme substrate complex dissociate into enzyme and product, the rate is V3. So from this equation we can call V1 V2, here enzyme substrate complex is substrate, and V3 it is also in that case. When we give some constant V1 K1 ES, V2 K2 ES, and V3 K3 ES, and total enzyme we treated as ET. When total enzyme utilized, then the rate of reaction is maximum, and rate of maximum reaction we called Vmax. When total enzymes is utilized. So concentration, when total enzyme is utilized, concentration of free enzyme is ET, total enzyme minus enzyme substrate complex. And when the production and breakdown are same, production of enzyme substrate complex and breakdown of enzyme substrate complex are same, we can call it V1 is equal to K1 ES is equal to V2 plus V3, like K2 ES and K3 ES. So we can call K1 ES to K2 ES 3. So K2 plus K3 divided by K1. K1 comes from here. ES. This is another constant, K2 plus K3 divided by K1, or K1 divided by K2 plus K3. It is also a constant. It can called as Km, or Michaelis Menten constant. So it can called as ES divided by Km. So ES is equal to ES and Km. In that equation, E is equal to ET minus ES. We put E is equal to ES Km divided into S. In that, from that, to ET minus ES. So ET is equal to ES Km divided by S plus 1, or ET is equal to ES Km plus S divided by S. So ES is equal to enzyme substrate complex is equal to ET divided by Km S plus 1. It is now clear. Concentration of enzyme substrate complex is equal to concentration of total enzyme divided by Km by S plus 1 from here. Then ES is equal to ET divided by Km S plus 1. From this equation, when the rate of reaction is half of the maximum velocity, when rate of reaction is half of the maximum velocity, then we call V3 is equal to Vmax divided by 2. Vmax divided by 2. And the rate of reaction when maximum, then Vmax is equal to K3 into total enzyme. Then enzyme concentration is total enzyme. So ET would be Vmax by 3. Okay. So when V3 is equal to Vmax by 2, then ES is equal to V3 divided by K3 ET, or it can called as Vmax by 3 divided by Km S plus 1. So V3 by K3 is equal to Vmax by K3, Vmax by K3 into S divided by Km plus S. So V3 is equal to Vmax into S divided by Km plus S. V3 is equal to Vmax by 2, we earlier prescribed. So Vmax by 2 is equal to Vmax into S divided by Km plus S. So 2S is equal to Km plus S and Km is equal to S. So when concentration of substrate can be called as Km when the rate of reaction is half of the maximum velocity, and this constant Km constant is called Michaelis-Menten constant. Hope you all understand about the enzyme kinetics and enzyme reaction. In next class we will discuss about nucleic acid.